joined by our fifth evictee. It's Farrah! So second time coming out of those doors.
It's real!
At least you kind of knew what to expect this time when
Yes.
you're coming out. First time it's kind of like a blast in the face, isn't it? All that noise that you get.
Yes.
What is it like coming out for real this time?
I'm happy it's for real this time. I was gonna run away last time. I just miss my life. I miss real life, and I am so thankful that I'm included as boring right now.
You are anything but boring. Let's just clear that
just
right
be
now.
real.
Let's be real, girl. So tonight, a slightly different take on the eviction.
Yes.
When I explained what was about to happen, that the four had to save four and
Yes.
one would leave, did you think it would be you that got the chop?
I really thought there was a possibility, just because of getting to know, the other housemates. I really felt like they really wanted me out of there at certain times through our challenges and getting to know them, and unexpectedly to me. So I'm happy with their choice. I mean, I don't care either way, so I'm just very pleased.
You didn't make it difficult for him either, did you? But you and Jenna both said, you know what, it's totally cool, just kind of do what you want to do. He's looking a little bit concerned. Do you think that's genuine? Do you think he is affected by the fact that he had to do that to you?
I think that he was very stressed, and that's why I said, you know what, vote me out and leave Jenna, because I don't want him to be stressed about that, and that is something. Out of the U.S. housemates, I know that Jenna and I were very close to him.
Yeah. You did say quite a few times that you were in it to win it. And especially when you went back into the house after we kind of did that fake eviction, you were like, I am here, I would love to win it. So what do you think? I will always do a really bad American accent, so I'm not being offensive, it's just I'm not very good at it.
It's okay.
Where do you think it went wrong for you?
I mean, I think I just am not fake, and I think it's very hard for a real person to win this. And so I truthfully include this season over with now that I'm gone.
What do you mean it's hard for a real person to win it? In what respect?
Just consistently dealing with Janice's, I think you're wonderful, and then she's like, thank God when I'm gone. It's just fake. I just am not about that. So I just like to.
You didn't buy into it?
I don't buy into a lot of in the house.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning. And from night one, there were rows, and in the beginning, they generally, in the beginning, involved you.
I kind of love myself.
We kind of can see that sometimes.
I love that I do not tolerate. And I think if any other woman in this world had to deal with it, I'm happy that I stood up, and I'm happy other people stand up.
Why are you so confrontational? Because at times, Farrah, you were confrontational when there was no need to be.
Really? Show me when there was no need to be and you were living in there.
The argument with James, there was a couple of arguments with James, actually, that did seem, from what we saw, slightly uncalled for.
Okay. Well, I don't know what you saw.
There were comments that you made about people. You do tend to get quite personal.
Because this is a personal environment. I am personally living around other people, and I'm personally having to share stories that I normally wouldn't, and they're personally talking about their personal things. So regardless, I don't do anything out of context, and I live to the utmost.
Do you ever think you took it too far?
No, because violence would be too far. I don't think I ever hit someone.
No, you didn't get violent.
So that would be too far.
Which was a good thing, but maybe with some of the words that you used to describe people or insults that you threw at them, do you ever? Do you regret any of it?
I think I've apologized when it was needed, and I think others have apologized to me, and that's why we can be cordial now.
Yeah.
But I very much feel like at the time, if I was antagonized or if I was interrogated in a certain way, I, showed my emotions. I stayed true.
We saw a slightly different side to you after you went back into the house. You came out, you went into the secret room, you and Jenna seemed to absolutely thrive on that situation.
Okay.
And then when you went back into the house, you kind of went in there, hands held high, ready for a battle. And then when you realised that the joke had kind of been on you guys, how did you feel?
I really felt like I don't agree with how the house is being led in this game. If this is called a game or called a show, I don't really think that that's right. And I honestly am bored of many of the people who live in the house. So I just felt like there's nothing new here. There's nothing new. I'm really over it and it's stale. So that's why you just saw me kind of not get angry about anything anymore.
But did it, you have this, you see, I say you have, I don't know, so I don't know, but from what we've seen, you seem to be quite defensive and you don't let much get in. Did anything in there affect you or knock that armor that you seem to have?
I got to have some great friendships, which is Jenna and Scoop, and I think those people can get the real me and they can have the lovely Farrah every day if they wanted to. I feel like I should kind of have my guard up when I'm having go on with me and tasks and challenges, and I don't know if a lot of people are showing
But that is part of the show, though.
And you know what? I embrace that.
That is Big Brother.
So I'm just explaining to you why I am the way that I am.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's talk about Jenna, because you had a brilliant relationship with her from the beginning. Why do you think you click so well?
Because she's Jenna. She's part of Jera. You know, it's just, it happened like that. She's just an amazing person, and she handles a lot of stress better than I do.
You're quite a force together as well. Like the two of you. A few people said actually they felt that together as a pair, you were quite intimidating. Do you think you ever provoked each other in maybe some of the rows that happened?
I mean, Jenna, you know, would say, like, I stand up for you, you need to stand up for me kind of thing. And I think that's what really got to Bobby one night. And then he thought I was a dark person the rest of the time I was in there. So there were some times, and I don't know if I had said to Jenna, you know, to stand up for me at any time. Because I really just was like, if you want to, you don't have to. I'm not here telling anybody what to do with their lives.
She did always have your back, though.
Yes.
When you came back into the house, we heard, and I think you were there as well, Austin said to Jenna that it's not her that they don't like, it was you, and that they felt that you were dragging her down. Okay. What was that like to hear? Did you hear that?
When we came back in the house after the challenge?
I think you were stood there, yeah.
I was just like, whatever. If I'm what's dragging her down, then you know, she's her own person, and I encourage her to be. So if she doesn't want to, she doesn't have to, and she chose not to.
Does that not affect you in any way? I find it quite incredible that things like that can't affect you, that it doesn't get to your emotions.
Because I know what my life is, and they were not in it beforehand, and I don't know if they'll be in it in the future. So I think others can understand that.
What about James? Mm-hmm. You guys had you had quite a rocky relationship with him as well. Quite a few run-ins in the beginning. Then there was lots of talk about Scoop thinking that you both liked each other. And then recently, he kind of said you've been a pleasure to be around since returning back to the house. So how are things with you guys now? And what are your genuine thoughts of him? Because a lot of the time, in the beginning, it was kind of name-calling and I don't give a shit about him and this, that, and the other. So how are things now? Do you feel like, I know you said that these people weren't in your life before and they probably won't be after, but apart from Jenna, do you feel like you actually got to know anybody or met anybody that you would like to see again apart from her?
I think a very telling time recently, I think yesterday it happened or a night beforehand, Austin was saying he was hurt by what James had said in regards to this, we don't know who he is and those type of things. James was saying this. And I conclude from that James doesn't really show his true self here in this house. He's on his best behavior. And I mean, he kind of was saying why he was choosing to do things and whatnot. I just call like on how James is, and he tries to act like he can flirt and fantasize with women, and I just feel like that rubs me the wrong way, and it's sleazy, so I don't like that.
So he's a sleaze. Those are Farrah's thoughts, everybody. Who would you like to win?
Who do I think should win?
Who would you like to win?
I really think just Jenna at this point, because I feel like the true winning people have been evicted and voted out of the house already.